Greetings one and all, this is Mackie Conscious and here's another Mackie Conscious view. Today I want to give my view on education. Education, I've been hearing quite a few talks lately on the media, everybody concerned about the falling pass rates, the drop in mathematics and English in particular. Of course, there are many people giving their views on their views and opinions and what could be the cause of it. I think there are some things that have been happening over the years that many of us has overlooked and we never understand. And we have not been paying attention to them, and it come back to the point where if you want to call it, either it haunt you or it make it better for you. First of all, two particular subjects, maths and English, we call them fundamental. Most people when I was going to school did not like maths. Maths is a reasoning subject, and if you check life right now, it's not everybody know how to reason. That's why we have so much quarrel, because reasoning is a difficult thing to do for most people. I was a math student, and I was privileged to learn a lot from quite a few persons who I consider good maths teacher, and it caused me to understand the fullness of mathematics. A lot of people who did not like maths, did not learn maths, they fail mathematics and they do what they do, but are you realizing that they are the maths teacher today? If they did not learn it, how do you think they can teach it? Many persons learn a subject. Learn to teach a subject does not mean you learn how to do it. Maths have a lot of formulas. If you use a formula, you get the answer, but you probably don't understand it. You may learn about perimeter. Twice length plus twice width, and that's a formula. But who know what is a perimeter? Probably the teacher don't know either. Walk around the field is a perimeter. So there are many of these fundamentals that are missing out of the thing. The people who are doing it don't understand it, and that is logics, because most of the people who did not pass maths, how do you teach it? Similarly with English language, is a technical subject. I think English language is one of the hardest subjects to learn. There is so many ins and outs and so much to do and so much to learn about it to master English. They are the same ones who are the teachers today. How you expect things to get better? But I want to take you into a deeper fundamental as to one of the reasons why so many downgrade in education or academic education, so to speak. Let me show you a thing. I recognized some time ago that many of us, we want to advance in life. We try to get educated. We want to be this, want to be that. So we try to get our qualification. Some people get your qualification. You want to go to the university. You want to go to wherever. Your qualification standard never take you that high to the university, but it took you into the teacher's college. Many persons apply for the teacher's college because you never have the full qualification for the university. So they become a teacher. Original people used to be teachers. There are people who love teaching, people who want to teach, who want to facilitate, people that teach even without pay. Now when people want their qualification and they apply and they get to the teacher's college, they are not necessarily teachers, you know. It's an opportunity to get your diploma, to get your degree, and to get your this and your that. So the aim was not to be teachers, but was to be qualified. After being qualified, the only other place to get a job with your qualification as a graduate, as a teacher, is in a school, a government school. Your salary is sure every end of month. Whether you teach or you don't teach, whether your children learn or not, is not your business. You get your salary at the end of the month. That is where we are. There are many people in the classroom who are not teachers. They go for salary. And if we continue like this, there are more and more failures are happening. And it's not only in schools, you know. It happens in the hospital as well. Nurses. There are many persons who are not nurses. They go to the nursing college to get a job. So you get a job as a nurse, but you are not a nurse. You are not a real nurse. So a lot of the breakdown we have in the system with the people who act in the capacity because of their academic achievements does not mean they are what they are qualified for. So this is one of the breakdown we have in the school, and on the way to address it, we have to start issue penalties. If you don't start issue penalty for reward, penalty against reward, you pay a teacher at the end of the month and 20 of your children get below a certain amount, what is the penalty? Do you fire them? Do you keep them? Do you cut their salary? Do you give them incentive? If you don't start, do that. A lot of people don't necessarily love other people's children or care. Some of them do have none and know how to care for other people's children. Whether you learn or you don't learn, the class is over and the subject is done. That is one side of it that we need to address if we want to talk about academic achievement. Another side of the whole thing is that when we were going to school, we were told that education is the key to success. But we were only thinking that it was only academic education. Education is being educated in anything. We have been brainwashed technically, or we were misconstrued that if you're not bright, you can't make it in life. You can't succeed. In truth, education is anything you learn. So really, the key to success is really intelligence. You know? What you do with what you learn. What you do with education in mechanic, in mason, in gardening, in farming, in weed whacking, in driving truck. If you're skilled at doing it, then I know a Bridget who run a weed whacking company. I don't think he went to school. He started 1, then 2, then 3, driving vehicle, and he drop off people here, there, and there, and then doing weed whacker work. And him looking like him doing well. Better than a lot of people who are academically qualified. So what makes you qualify, what makes you successful is not the school you go to. Is what you learn and also what you learn. So really smartness, which is intelligence, is the key to success. There are quite a few people who have been to the university and come back with a master's, but who you work for? Somebody who have never been to school. Somebody who have never passed a certain level in a school. So we need to start to take a different focus on what we are doing in the world. Right now the world is changing. Let us say a man is a doctor. Let's say the pass mark for a doctor is 60%. Qualified to be a doctor, your pass mark is 60. The man gets 59 fail, you know. The man gets 60 is a doctor. What make him a doctor? 1 mark. A man who's 99 is a doctor. A man who's 100% is a doctor. But the one with 59 is not. Why the one is 60 is a doctor? What's the difference? If the paper did change, then we just get an extra mark or that one with a load. You see, as it relates to being a doctor, one should never become a doctor unless your pass mark is 100%. It's a serious subject. Many of us, we study to pass. And you beat it to pass. And you don't necessarily know the subject. You pass by what you remember. So those are some of the fundamental differences that we probably need to do to change some of the things. Similarly with a teacher. And similarly with many major operations that require what you call somebody else's life, somebody else's future. Because if many of us pass the exam, you swat and pass, you know, and you study and fail. You know the subject and fail just because what did not come on the paper, or what come on the paper you make a mistake at the last minute. So examination is not really that judge for you to be where you are, you know. It's a period of time assessment should qualify you to get out there and be anything. But when people go on you pass and you get the certificate and you get the title and you get out and you leave and then you destroy others with it. And that are going on. A lot of people. We need to change some of the way we do things if we want to get some result that is really required. Examination sometimes is not necessarily the means for really make choices, you know, or to selection, you know. That's why when you go and look at a job, it is not your qualification only get you there. It is an interview get you the job. What they see in you, how they perceive you, how you answer the questions. Man more qualified than you didn't get the job. It is intelligence, how intelligent you are to answer the questions or ask or to project yourself in the academic, about even your academics they're asking you about to get you qualified for the job. So some of that we need to focus on. Now we are getting into an era in a life, in the world, where skill is overriding education, you know. One of the things that the people who are losing their jobs more and more because of AI technology, internet and all these kind of things are the ones who are educated academically, you know. People in the banks, they are now online. People in the tax office, insurance company. Many of these places that you went to school and get all these studies and all those academics achievements in order for you to get a job. Now the job is being replaced with computer and AI technology. Right now you can buy a motor vehicle scanner and scan your own vehicle and go to YouTube and learn to fix it yourself. So where are we going? While we are boasting or crying or harping over the fall in academic achievements, should we use it as a hallmark that says this is the time for us to start venture more into skill than in academic education? Educate our children more in other things other than just school. Of course, good to read and write. As a matter of fact, something you don't even need to read. You just go in your Google and you press setting and talk. You probably only need to talk. Use your eyes and think you want to see your flowers out there, you put your phone on it. Technology takes us to a different point. We have to be careful how we labor back ourselves into where we have been, because what we want out of life is result, you know. Some people think you should still calculate how to work out maths, but they really did learn to do long division, not because you want to learn to do it, it's because you want to get the answer. That was the only way to get the answer. If here's another way to get the same answer, result is key, right? So I think even our high schools, we need to start putting in a section which is called skill training. So while we are bawling over how many failures in CXCs, we need to bawl out about how many failures in skills. Because if we maximize the skill and we effort, we have so many persons who have skills are doing better than so many with academics. So we need to start understand say intelligence, which is common sense, is the key to success. No matter how much money you have in it, is what you do with it, you know. People have nothing and make something out of nothing. So it is very important that we start take a different analysis of how we do the same thing. And we start elevate ourselves with what we learn. We were taught also that jack of all trade, master of none. That's another lie. They say when you die you use 10% of your brain. Then why you can't master 9 things? Why can't we learn 10 skills and master all of them? We put ourselves in a position where we hold back ourselves all the while, and I think one of the things why a lot of the youth in the communities used to sit on the corner and think that they fail is because they never academically qualified. Them think that they were nothing and nobody. No girl no want them because they're not bright. What they do differently is another thing they do, and they start having money and they can buy a car and look different too. They say they are successful. Some of them have house now. Some of them have houses and lands and enough monies, and they have enough girls now. Is it the education that makes you there, whether illegal or legal? The point me I try and make, we need to stop, kill yourself, and start use the things that will happen as what next direction we are going, because the world is changing and we have no control over it. Anything you have no control over, let us start teach our children skills, because it is harder for the internet override the skill. I'm not saying not possible, because robots are being made anyway, because we seem to be going into a world without people. So if we find the means and ways of educating ourselves in everything that comes in our space, and we stop only think that people with education or academic education are the only ones that are successful, we're wrong. Yeah man, it's another Mackie conscious view. Chalive.